Hey everyone, Loomis here, and I'm back with another Langrisser mobile video. So I am catching up on my video queues. I know I owe you guys some videos on the last few challenges. I had a very busy weekend, so I was not able to do that. But this morning we are going to do our Apex Mercenary review for this week. So without any further ado, let's get started. So first here we have an Elwyn. The Elwyn here is sword, not lancer, so important distinction, sorry. Now, this Elwyn, its attack is pretty good. It has all three runes. It has a decent set of equipment with rough seas. It's a little bit of an unconventional setup with Judge Talisman, Carbon Fiber, etc. But this is definitely a usable Elwyn. He's going to be a little bit slow because he is going to be 3-move locked without Breeze. However, for a lot of players, this is going to be an excellent unit since he does have the raw power to really slice through a lot of things. For those who don't know, Elwyn is a great tank buster in this meta, so he definitely has a lot of value here, and I would rank this Elwyn as very usable. Next here we have a Ledin who is only 5-star. He runs the 2/2 blue. Now, I'm not a big fan of 2/2 blue on Ledin. It is, in my opinion, very much a PvE focused build, as it tries to maximize his DPS due to giving him as much defense and match defense as possible on his conversion. Now, this Ledin, though, is pretty good. It's 5-star. It is probably going to be better than a lot of people's Ledin, so if this Ledin is definitely stronger than yours, you can totally replace him in your lineup with him. He will operate fine. His equipment looks pretty good, so this is definitely a usable Ledin. So we are 2 for 2 on the good unit so far. Next here we have a Leon. Now this Leon, it's rough seas with the last night, which is a little bit and the attack is on the much lower end. It's more like 8. I believe that's off the top of my head, 818 attack. So 818 is pretty low for a Leon, but it's at least usable, so it's not as good as some of the Leons we've had in previous weeks. However, it is still a decent source of DPS, and if you do not have a Leon that can match up to this one's a very easy replacement. So, if you are in a pinch and need some more attacking power this weekend, this is it's a unit you can definitely use. So I would rate him as okay. Fourth, we have a Luna here. So the Luna's 5 stars. And it has 590 match defense. So this Luna is actually legitimately really, really good. And it's going to be better than, honestly, about 95% of Lunas out there, I think. Now, the catch, though, is that if you don't have your Holy Pegasus or Griff Knights or something similar built up, you're going to have a little bit of trouble because Luna's flyer, and Luna is very, very, very frail. She hits like a truck. But if you don't have the defense or the HP or the boost from the Holy Pegasus to reduce the damage, she is going to kind of be very much of a glass cannon. So this Luna I would rate as one of the best mercenaries that we've had. Though if you don't have the right soldier choices with her, she might be problematic. So just make sure you know what you're doing before you field her. But if you know how to use Luna in PvP, this is a very, very, very good mercenary. So I would rate her as the best mercenary this week. Fifth here we have our boy Scott, and our Scott here has an Overlord badge. So this week, anybody in Langrisser, I challenge you to put Scott in your box. Get him out on the field and kill literally anything with Scott and upload it on a video or no balls. No, seriously. This Scott is okay. I mean, Scott is somewhat of a meme unit, and even though he seems decently well equipped here, he's still Scott. So this is a fully runed Scott. So this guy he's gone crazy on Scott. So any Scott fans out there, you have a pretty decent choice. Alright, so next we have Liffany here. This Liffany has Clock, which is, in my opinion, on Liffany. It has all the runes, so you have her full suite of skills to choose from. Eye of the Beholder, Blue Moon. This Liffany is okay. If you need an extra summoner in her box, she's definitely good for that. but her int is honestly pretty low. It's just over 600, and it's not the strongest Liffany, but if you do need another summoner, she's useful for that at least. Next we have Sheree here. Now this Sheree is okay. It's definitely on the lower end for attack. It's around the 750s. She has the Shadow Ray, so she has all the skills and everything, but this Sheree is just a little bit underwhelming. Now again, if it's stronger than the Sheree you have, I would definitely replace her in your box, but if you don't have a Sheree in your box, I'm not sure if I would rush out to go get her. The one thing I will point out, though, is that if you are going to be using the Mercenary Elwyn and Ledin this week, then it does make a ton of sense for you to use the Mercenary Sheree, assuming that all three are in your box and that, they're all stronger than yours. So it might have some uses this weekend due to its faction choice, unbelievably, because there's other mercenaries with this faction, but, I'm not jumping in line to use that Sheree. Next, we have Freya. This Freya is okay. It has Hard Rock, which is fun. It has one rune, not two. So this Freya, it's Lancer. In my opinion, Lancer Freya is extremely underwhelming. She has a lot more versatility as a Valkyrie. It does have an Origin faction buff though, so if you have a Leonhardt in your box, or Jugler, Luna, etc., and it would be helpful to have another Origin buff, then that's that's Freya's probably best purpose, honestly, as a Lancer. So if she synergizes with your existing units, then you can feel free to go ahead and use her. Next we have Sonia here, and this Sonia is pretty weak. I'm not gonna lie, it's below 600 attack. There's really nothing to write home about. It does interestingly have ninjutsu, so that's at least one point in its favor. So if you're like a newer player and don't have a ton of units in your box, I might take a look at her just because of the ninjutsu, but she's a little bit underwhelming. And then lastly here we have a Grenier, who he is okay. I would honestly skip him unless you really want to use him. He does have the extra glory buff, but glory is not the best faction in this meta. His equip looks fine, I guess. The Curse Lance is an interesting pick. It looks like he's almost trying to trend towards a little bit more of a offensive power stab build, is my guess. Since he does have the power stab, but I'd say overall that this Grenier is a skip. Since you don't really need more than 2 tanks in your box anyways, and he's not even the best tank in this box. So this week is definitely a lot more underwhelming compared to some of the weeks past. There's been some excellent OP mercenaries, such as some of the Landiuses. The Joshua last week was excellent. The Luna this week is up there, but Luna does have a little bit of a user beware sticker because she takes some care to utilize as a flyer. And there are some decent picks throughout the box here, so if you are relying on mercenaries for Apex Arena, it's not going to be quite as good as last week, but you still have some options here. So that's it for the video today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate if you could hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. And as always, if there's anything that you would like to see in the future in terms of a Langrisser mobile video, please let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you later.